Hi guys, I hope all of you are doing well. This is your Nifty Guy. Welcome to today's episode of Decoding Nifty with me. This is a series where we analyze and decode Nifty on multiple time frames so that we can trade the subsequent trading session with much more confidence and clarity, right? So before I start today's video, I'll just give a brief intro about my trading journey because yesterday I received a comment on my yeah, on yesterday's analysis video. So I'm actually recording this video pretty late at night. I was tied up with getting currency exchanged and doing some last minute shopping for the Japan trip that I am starting next week on Thursday. So I'm recording it pretty late. I'll be publishing it tomorrow morning. So yeah, so on yesterday's video, for today's analysis, which was there, I had received a comment about why I choose to trade on options instead of futures or normal stocks. Uh, so just giving a brief, quick intro about myself. So I am into trading since a very long time. It's been almost 8 years that I am trading in the Indian stock market. Obviously, I did not start with the derivatives. I started with trading in the cash segment, and then slowly as and I started learning and trying out different things. I have actively traded in futures. I have actively traded with option selling. I have actively traded in stock options. Right. Now, trading is something which I believe is something very subjective, and a lot of it is also dependent on your personality as a whole, right? Uh, and that is something that you need to try out. So the trading world offers a lot of different options and probabilities that you can trade in. You can trade in, you can do swing trading, purely stock-based swing trading trades that you can take. You can take cash trades in stocks on an intraday basis. You can take futures of stocks of index. You can look at stock options, you can look at selling options, you can look at buying options, you can look at scalping, you can look at positional trades, you can look at intraday trades, you can look at BTST. So for me, I have actually tried out everything. Uh, the second best thing that had suited me was option selling, and that is something which I had done for a long period of time. But my personality, my nature is something wherein I do not like to hold on to things for long. See, because what happens with option selling is also okay. In case the market is linear, the market is sideways, you get a good decay and you see some profit, right? But in case if a trending move which comes in, right, you see a lot of that go away very quickly. And that does not suit my personality well, right? And that was the reason why I shifted from option selling to again option buying and more specifically scalping, right? Because that is where I take in timed entries. I enter quickly, I enter, exit quickly. In case if market rewards me with a very good momentum, I hold on to my trade. So this is something which I believe is something which you need to find out in your own journey about what suits your personality best, because trading is a strategy or reading the price that is just 10% of trading. 90% of what trading is, that is psychology that everybody also says, and that is something which you will understand only after you have spent a good amount of time in the markets, right? And you need to spend some time in the markets before uh, being profitable or before actually being able to find out what gives you the edge in the market, right? Something which works for somebody else might not work for you. So that is why in all the videos I also say that this is what is been working for me. Now, why I have chosen Nifty as an instrument is because I find uh, that if I am focused on one particular instrument and I'm finding trades in that suits my setup is much better than actually uh, trying to find out or scanning through multiple charts or getting chart suggestions from scanners at the start of the day, then looking for possible setups in each of those charts. Finding out which one is the best suited for today's trading, which one has the best probability of performing, and then taking trades on those. I do not want that kind of hassle for me. I am focused on one particular instrument and I want to know it like the back of my hand, right? Uh, like, for example, I'll just give you a quick example. In the analysis for 22nd May, I had said to be cautious on long side and we can look for some short trades, right? And you can see the market overall throughout the day was on the short side, giving a momentum pull up in the last couple of last hour maybe, yeah. And for today's or for the 23rd of May session, right after this particular day, what I had told was to be cautious on the short side and look for long trades. And in case if you go and watch those videos, so that is something which uh, I use a lot of my experience in explaining you guys the setups that I use and price action concepts that I use personally. And this is something which, after having spent a lot of years and time on observing one particular instrument, is that you get to know its behavior, right? Uh, so that is why I have chosen Nifty as an instrument, is because I feel it to be less volatile than Bank Nifty. Plus, it gives me good setup and it gives me clean moves, right? So that was the reason why, instead of looking for setups, I have tried everything of them. I have tried stock trading, I have created custom scanners, I've done it all. And then finally, this is something which I have settled with. And this is something which I believe has been working for me. Again, that is the reason I always tell you guys that this is something which has been working for me. Whether it works for you, whether it works for you, or it does not work for you, is something that you guys need to find out. But my aim of building this channel was not just to give out trade ideas to you, yet that buy over here, sell over here. No, that is something which I believe everybody should be able to find out on their own. And my only aim was to teach you guys price action concept, because what I had observed was people overcomplicate trading, right? A lot of people, you see, they would put up n number of indicators on their chart, and then they will see, in trading, nothing is sure short that if this happens, this is going to be the outcome. Everything is uncertain, right? So that's the number one rule of trading. Anything can happen in the market. All you need to do is react to it. But what people actually try to do it, they try to predict the markets. This is going to happen, and this is what I'll do accordingly, right? But I believe that is something which you should not predict, but you should be ready for anything in the markets, right? Even if on a move like today's, in case of this low was broken, I could have shorted it around here with a good double top formation on 5 minutes. I could have shorted it, right? So even if I'm giving a long entry, so it all depends on the price action which is there, and that is exactly what I am trying to teach you guys over here, so that I am not giving you fish to eat. I'm trying to teach you guys fishing, so that you guys can analyze any chart, and these price action concepts or these price reading or reading of the market structure, this can be applied to anything, any instrument, any chart, right? Be it crypto, be it forex, be it stocks, it will work on anything and all the instruments, right? So I hope I am, because I had given this intro early in one of the earlier videos, and I believe I have some new followers out there, so I wanted to just give out this brief introduction about me and why, what was my reason to start this particular channel. Okay, so on that note, in case if you guys like my analysis or the way I teach price action, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your trading friends and communities, and as well as put down anything that you might have to say in the comments box. I am open to everything. What I would also want you guys to put down in the comment box is, in case, because the person who had commented also asked, why do not you make informative videos too apart from these daily videos, since your knowledge in the market is quite high? So I do try to make so just as of now, I just have two other videos. One is on the stop loss and one is on the setups that I use. And I, as I also told in the last video, that I'm also planning to make a video on RSI. So that is something which I am planning on doing from time to time, as and when I get some free time. So that is something which is, again, I'm uploading in a separate playlist, and that will always be there. And in case if you guys would like some uh, content on something particular, please put it down in the comments. I will definitely try to, in case if that is I feel that I will be able to justify it, I will put it out across. I am also still a learner of the markets, and I am not someone who would say that I know everything. When market moves as per my predictions, no. I do not predict anything. I just prepare myself and my followers for what can be expected in the market and how to best handle it, so that you don't incur a loss so big that you don't want to trade the next day, right? So on that note, we'll start with today's video. Today's video might be long because this is the end of the week video wherein we do a lot of analysis based on the bigger time frames as well. So please stay till the end. I'm sure you will uh, watching my complete videos would only help you improve your trading journey, and even if it is by a couple of percent, your trading improves. My job is done, right? So for today, what we had decided was that we are not too keen on short. We are only looking at short only below this particular low when once this is taken out. For long entries, we could have planned around here in case of a flat opening with a breakdown, with a breakout, with a pullback, or uh, in case of a gap up opening, we should have waited for the markets to come down around here and form a good double bottom or some price action confirmation before going long. This was a resistance zone above which I had clearly mentioned that we are clearly long in case of a very big gap up opening. And when markets are sustaining above this particular level, above this, we are clearly absolutely long, right? So markets opened flat, but uh, if this particular candle would have given me a closing above this high and given us a pullback, we could have taken a quick entry around here, but that did not happen. Market immediately went into some good buying, right? Now, all we needed to do after this particular, the previous day's high was taken out, market had given a subsequent closing above our resistance zone. So now this resistance zone will be a support zone, right? The polarity nature of support and resistance, which is there, all we needed was a decent and good pullback to go long. Now, in case if we look at this particular pullback, the ideal entry would be around here. But in case if you just switch to a lower time frame, you could have timed your entry much quicker with a very small stop loss in of this particular formation which is there, and you could have taken an entry above this particular high. This was a good bullish candle on a 1 minute time frame, and even if you do not want to take an early entry and you would have waited for the exact setup, the right entry would have been here, and from here also the market gave you very good momentum on the upside. Now, this was the only trade which I had taken. Timed my entry on a 1 minute time frame with a very small stop loss, and got very good rewards in compared to the risk that I had taken. Now, the second trade which I was planning but did not happen, so that is something wherein I saw this particular level from which market was taking good amount of resistance, which was 24,900. It's again a round number on an average. Uh, this was a zone from where market was taking the resistance, and it was also forming a triangle formation. And in case of any breakout above this with the pullback again, you could have taken a long position, but market had other plans and it gave a kind of a double bottom breakdown around here. But see, this is the reason why I told you guys to be cautious on the short side. And you have to try to understand the sentiment which is underlying in the market with such a move which is there in the market. You can look at the size of the green candles and look at the size of the red candles, right? So this will also tell you a story in the market that you should be when if you are shorting the markets, you should be absolutely uh, careful and cautious and not look at shorts, right? So there's no need to trade every single move that the market is making, but you should focus on what the main trend is, what is exactly the best probable setup for you guys to trade. And that for me was only long entries. So I did not trade this particular breakdown. I did not trade this particular. So in case if this breakdown would have formed earlier, and market would have given us a good retest or good pullback around here, and this low would have taken out, yeah, I would have been keen creating a short position only up to these levels, right? That would again be in lower quantities, and because anything against the trend, we go with lower quantities, half, one third of your usual quantities based on the setup, and you trail tight, right? So this was what I had traded today, and markets were good today. I hope you guys had a good week. I and had a very good week. I will be deleting these lines for the next week's trade plan. Right. We'll start with the weekly time frame. So on a weekly time frame, I just removed all the drawings. On a weekly time frame, what we can see is a very good inside bar or a halt candle with a hammer-like position with when the closing is quite close to the opening. So markets opened around here, went all the way down towards the low of the previous week, and then closed around the highs. So which is a positive candle, and as per the candlestick rule, the trend is still on the upside, right? It has not reversed in on the weekly time frame. On the daily time frame today, it has again come down in sync with the weekly time frame. The time frame on the weekly time frame, the trend is bullish and positive. On the daily time frame, where on this particular on 19th of May, the trend had reversed as per the three candlestick criteria that you guys can follow. You can go out and watch the previous videos. All we need is in case of a bullish reversal, we need a lower high, lower low, closing below the prior low, and for the same on the bullish side reversal, what we need is a higher high, which we have today compared to yesterday's candle, a higher low, which we again clearly have, and a closing above the prior high, which was also the almost an open equals to high candle. So this is something which has again reversed the price on the trend on the daily time frame candle, which got reversed on 19th May, and it is now in sync with the weekly time frame candle which is there, right? So right now what I am looking at is as a very very bullish scenario, but on a daily time frame this particular low which is there is of utmost importance to us, because what you can also see here is a head and shoulder kind of formation. In case of this high is not taken out, market goes up, goes sideways, and then this low, if this low is being broken without this high being taken out, right? So we can look at some shorting around that time, but nothing before that. No, that is something which is this is a trade plan which is on a higher time frame, on a uh, 4 hour or on a daily time frame, but something right now on an intraday basis, I believe our trade setups will be more biased towards the long side. When I say biased towards the long side, does not mean that we are only gonna take long trades. What I mean is we once we get any setup which is forming on the long side of the market, we will trade with full quantities and we might try to hold on to the trades for bigger targets. But when we are trading against the trend, wherein we reduce the quantities, we do not miss out on trade. In case the setup has formed, we will take those trades as per our system, and we will look at trailing it tightly, taking stop losses also very quickly. So those are the simple rules that we need to follow and focus on. Just keep in mind that this low, or maybe yesterday's low which had formed, is of utmost importance for us right now. Now on an intraday basis, we'll just get our drawings. We will be looking at a long position above this high with a pullback, right? Now, for today, with this, the job of this particular fib level is done, and we will plot a new fib level to find out our support zones in case of any retracement that we see in the markets. I expect the market, in case of any healthy retracement or correction of this particular up move, which had come from yesterday's bottom. So this is the support zone. I always pay a lot of attention to the zero point 0.5 to 0.618 zone of any retracement. In case of any reversal which is coming in before the market hits this particular zone, that means the trend is strong. It does not mean that it needs to come to my level and only then it has to reverse. But yes, this is something which I uh, pay a lot of attention to, and that is why I just put mark these things in case of a good move on the upside or downside. Where in, say, for example, market opens with a gap down, yeah, and this swing is taken out, okay, or market opens flat and the swing is taken out, I will and I can, and you guys can also plan for a short trade with a pullback and look at markets coming down to around these levels, right? In case of a big gap down as well, you can look for markets around these level, and this is where I believe you should look at some buying price action to go long in the markets again below this. Okay, we will look for another short trade And this is something which I told you guys is an important low for us. So keep an eye on it. I'm not marking it on the charts right now because we are quite far away from it. And markets will not immediately come down to this until and unless Mr. Trump does something miraculous again in the markets over the weekend. We are not expecting markets around here. The Trump has issued some statements to Apple about not manufacturing in India and levying some 25% minimum tariffs on iPhones that are manufactured not in the US. And he is doing some random stuff. So you never know. But yeah, keep an eye on that particular low. So this will be the plan. The best plan would be of the market opening uh, flat, spending some time breaking this high or breaking this low. You get a good trade. I'll just be extending this for you guys so that it is above to next year's price action as well. And in case of a gap up opening, please expect the markets to come down either to the closing or around these levels, this high. And again, we look for a price action based buying around these levels, right? Now, please do not get confused with so many trade ideas or trade plans because each of them is dependent on the opening, right? Where the market opens with a gap up, this becomes relevant. Market opens with a flat, these two becomes relevant. Market opens with a gap down, this becomes relevant. Market opens with a very big gap down, this becomes relevant. So do not get confused. And I'm sure with time, in case if you are watching my videos daily and trying to absorb in the key price action readings that I take in, with time you would be able to do this analysis on your own, and that is what exactly is my goal for this particular channel. So on that note, I'll bid adieu to you guys. Have a happy weekend, and I'll see you guys again on Monday. I don't think I will be able to make that video on RSI. Japan is a very hectic vacation to plan. I don't know how will it be once I am there, but yeah, there's a lot of things to do, and it is taking a lot of toll on my time. And there are a lot of bookings which are still pending from my end, and because I'm traveling on uh, Thursday, so I will be doing all those pending bookings over the weekend. So I don't think I will be able to make that RSI video over this weekend. In case if I am able to squeeze out some 15-20 minutes, I'll try to record it and upload it on Sunday and put down anything again, video ideas or content ideas that you might have, or any insights that you might need from my end on any of the concepts that I explain or anything new and or anything under the sun. Please put it down in the comment box. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment on the video. I'll bid adieu to guys. Have a good weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday. Thank you so much.